Alrighty, what I want to do in this recording is introduce what you're going to be doing for your Article 1 and Article 2 summaries. Now, the the main idea here is that you're going to be finding two different articles and writing a summary. Now, for each of the articles, and I've got some examples I'll show you. I'm going to start off right here with these three. These are three different databases or areas where you could go and try to find your articles. Pew Research Center, Eric J. Store, Google Scholar. And the reason why I say these are good because they're on the academic side and they've also are going to have like statistics, meaning means, proportions, correlations, like averages. And that's what you ultimately want to find is an article out there where they have done a study and remember, your project one, you either did something about students, or you did something about nurses, or you did something about exercise, or something about grades and students. So whatever your topic was, or your big overall theme that you had for project one, you want to keep that going with these two. So again, if you did something like video games, teens video games, in your project one, find a couple of articles about still that topic. Or if you did something about, people's opinions about guns in America, like keep that topic going. You're trying to build like a connection, right? You're trying to like put it all together like a big puzzle. Okay. Now, as far as which of these three you should use. Eric and JSTOR are great. They're part of ACC library databases. Google Scholar, I have a lot of students who tell me they've already used Google Scholar. You can definitely use it. I personally am going to recommend the Pew Research Center as maybe one of the best places to go because it has a lots of statistics, like more than enough when you get there. When you finally find your article, again, related to whatever your topic was or your theme in project one, and it's okay if it feels like if you're like, well, I can't find something like specifically about your variables, but it's still something about students and you did students, or teenagers and you did teenagers, just something still close to it, or exercise and you did exercise. Like try to get it close enough, right? It's okay if it feels like the article is going in a slightly different direction, but hopefully still something that's within the same realm of like what you did for project one. Now you'll read the article, and then when you're done, you'll write a paragraph with this information. Why you were interested in it, of course, yes, because it's part of our project one, but more personally, why were you interested in the big topic? What was the purpose of the article? Who or what were the cases? Was it about nurses, college students? Was it observational, experimental? And if you're not sure, if they don't specifically say what type of study it was, you can go ahead and just say this most likely was observational, or this most likely seems to be experimental. You'll talk about what the main variables were, and if there's a lot of variables that they mention in there, focus on like one main explanatory variable, or one that was like most related or seems connected to your project one, whether it's categorical, quantitative, response variable. But this, students tend to forget this. I want like actual numbers. Like what was the percentage that they gave, or what was the average or correlation? Like don't just say that there was a proportion or that there was a percentage. Like actually give the values. And then at the end, sort of like what's maybe one of the key associations that they described. You know, people who do this more often see that happen, or these type of people more often do this. And then what you'll submit is your summary with a link to your PDF. And let me show you an example, and then I'll also do a little bit of um, guidance on how to find your art, your literature. So this student, when they were in my class, they were doing Down syndrome, and she talks about why she was interested in that topic. She read her article, and there's a little link there's a little link to the article, and you want to do the same thing. But let me just zoom out a little bit and just give you sort of a more overall takeaway. So in that paragraph, she talks about what the purpose of the article was, like what was their main topic. She talks about what the variables were, and this one it was like age and the likelihood of having a giving birth to a baby with Down syndrome. And then she gives some of the proportions. 120 out of 10,000 births had Down syndrome. And then she gives another statistic, 8 out of 10,000. But she also breaks that down into what the age range was. She also ends with, they do say that they seem to imply that there's a causal association that if you do have a baby later in life, there might be a higher chance of having a baby with Down syndrome. But that's what you're going to do with yours, right? And so again, she did this topic because not only was she interested in it, and that's the biggest thing, but also this was kind of piggybacking off of what she already had done with her project one. Now you're going to do two of these. So you would find article one, you would do a paragraph like this. Then you'd find a second article that's also still related about your main topic or your big theme. And then you would write a paragraph about that. Okay. So two articles and two summaries with, again, the same ingredients. Now, I also went down here and included just a second one. Now, this was a different student. They had a completely different topic. They were doing child malnutrition and infections. Again, you can just glance through this one. Now, you don't have to highlight it the way that I did. I did it just so that it's very clear that you, in your paragraph, and write a paragraph. Don't do like bullet points. Like write a paragraph. Again, don't have AI write it for you. No, you write the paragraph in your own words, summarize in your own words. Just don't be copying, pasting like straight paragraphs or straight quotes, sentences from the article. Like just write it together and just give it to me in your own plain language. But then again, one of the main things that uh, for some reason students forget is like I want actual like numbers in here, like 33% and 22.3%. And so they're giving me like actual statistics results from the study. And again, that's just another example. And again, you'll include the link to your article. And again, as best as you can, keep it keep the topics for these two articles related to your main, like your project one, whatever it was about. Now, when it comes to finding articles, let me give you some guidance on how to find one. So I would just use just your regular browser and do like include the word statistics. So that's going to give you like actual like values. Now, if you do the Pew Research Center, actually, let me do this. Or here, let me do it. Statistics, and if I'm doing like teen, um, let's see, teen video games, and I know one time I had a student who was doing whether violent video games, teen violent video games, violence. So what I'm trying to do here is suggest that the more keywords you do related to your topic, maybe the better. Then I'm also going to do Pew Research Center. And you can see that right away the Pew Research Center comes up with a article that they had that was about teens and video games. Maybe not necessarily about violence or aggression or depression, but it's a start. And so I'm going to click on it. And 2024, pretty recent. They say 85% of US teens say they play video games, and about 4 in 10 daily teens see both positive and negative sides of video games. And so as you scroll through this, you're going to see that they've got lots and lots of statistics from this one article. Got percentages, variables such as like gender, age. Now, you do not have to, if you find something that's this meaty, that has like such a good quantity of results and information that you could reference. So be choosy, right? talk about household income. If you're like, well, my study didn't have anything about household income, uh, that's fine, right? Ignore the stuff that you don't need. Focus on the stuff that you think is most pertinent to like your project that you did in project one, and just pick something. So yeah, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. So Pew Research Center, if you find something related to your topic in Pew Research Center, it's gonna have more than enough stuff. And now I'm just probably making you dizzy. So let me go back. Now, if you don't do the Pew Research Center, you can also just see if there's anything else that comes up. I mean, Pew Research Center has a bunch of stuff already about teens and video games. But let's suppose I didn't do Pew Research Center and I want to do like Google Scholar. Again, let me just change my topic up. Suppose I'm doing like nurses, sleep deprivation, but I would put statistics as a way to make sure that I get something that's going to give me percentages, proportions, averages, correlations. You can see that a lot of stuff comes up as well about sleep, nurses. Now, if you do Google Scholar or Eric JSTOR, the ones that have the PDFs to the side are the best ones because you're going to have access to the article like really quick. Like this one here, whatever this one is, doesn't have the PDF for you. So it might be hard to find the actual paper. But in here it says there's so many, and the first one that you have may or may not be helpful to you. I'm going to click on it just to see, and once it gives me the PDF, it's got the abstract. Um, it's got some statistics in it. You know, it's got like age ranges. It's got over here some percentages about during the night, 32% made more mathematical errors. So this is the stuff. This would work. Yeah, it's got percentages. It's got results. Now, if you find something, right? I know I'm jumping ahead here. If you find something like this, look at that p-value. That we are actually for, and now's maybe the perfect time for me to go and say it. You will also be doing an Article 3 later on in the class, but it will specifically need to be one that has a p-value in it, like hypothesis test. So if you happen to find one of those, save it, save it for your Article 3, and continue to find something else that maybe doesn't have a p-value in it. But suppose this one didn't have a p-value in it, but I saw that it had percentages or averages or correlations, then use it. Yeah. So down here would be their explanation of what all they did in the study, how they did it, whether it was an experiment or observational, what their results were with actual numbers and values. And so, I mean, this one could work. I mean, it's got the p-value, so I almost prefer saving it for Article 3, but if not, it would work. Got statistics. Yeah. So again, that's just showing you real quick how to use the Pew Research Center as a way to find articles. And again, the more keywords you put, the better. For the Pew Research Center, you can just search your topic. You'll find stuff really quick. If you're doing Google Scholar or Eric JSTOR, you might have to put in the keyword like statistics. And you don't have to get my approval for what article you're going to do, but you're always welcome to send me once you do find something. You can send it to me through email and say, "Hey, professor, can you just check out this one and see if it would be appropriate for the article?" And that's it. Yeah, that should get you going. I didn't do Eric and JSTOR, but they also work just the same way as like Google Scholar does. Again, no plagiarizing. The main thing you're doing to keep it real simple is find two articles, same topic, like roughly related to like the same topic as you did with project one, and just write a good, nice summary with all the goodies in it of the results, and then make sure to include your link. And that's it. Alrighty. Well, I hope this helped, but if questions come up, don't be afraid to reach out and let me know. Take care.